find your lack of faith disturbing.
Gotcha!
SmashMouth Footballerz. Introducing Nick Tate, Joe Caldero, Chad Young, SmashMouth Footballerz.
Hey, welcome to SmashMouth Footballerz. I'm Nick Tate.
Joe Caldero.
I'm the Cadillac.
And guys, you know what? We just had that AFC East, so we're moving on. Going on into the old North. AFC North. Man, it's that time of year when that free agency is just mixing it up.
Yep. Hit or miss.
Hit or miss. A lot of misses.
This is what gets a lot of coaches and high level people fired right here.
Yeah. I just want to bring up one thing before we go into this, that how the NFL plays this game of like, oh, player safety, concussions are down. Everybody else, I mean, we're going to go through this, and all we're covering is players who were injured, who got 1 year sign it, prove it deals. Mm-hmm. And I love how the NFL is, the players union is like 18 games. No, it's player safety. Goodell, 18 games. And in the middle, hey, look at some of these contracts these people are signing. You know why everybody wants 18 games? It's because the salary cap goes up. It's because the players make more money.
Yep.
It's because the NFL makes more money.
Win-win.
And they're selling. I love the NFL. My favorite team is the Saints. I bleed black and gold. But let's not kid ourselves for 1 second that everything they do is about the almighty dollar. Like the games in Barcelona and Mexico
that's all money,
and
money,
London, money. And now an 18-game season. And the Thursday night games. And now you got to watch on Amazon. Or now you got to watch on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why this period is so important. And I know you're looking at some of these signings and you look at like just some player like Juwan Johnson got paid $9 million. There were only two real tight ends. It was on the market. It was him and the other one was Gesicki, and Gesicki got re-signed by the Bengals. That is what he was going for, and he was the 17th best tight end in the NFL.
Got paid $9 million.
Got paid $9 million.
It's insane. But think about all the 1 year prove it contracts this year. But
look what they're paying. Like Cisco, we just talked about Cisco, a $10 million 1 year, and for the Jets. And look, I get it, and I understand it. Look what Josh Allen's getting paid.
Yes.
Like I get it, and I understand it. But don't you think for 1 second the NFL's not going to go to 18 games?
Would you like 18 games? As a fan, I would like to be able to watch football more, but 18 games, man, that's hard on people.
That and
hard on the
take them into the playoffs, man, that tears on your body.
This is what they want to do, and this is what should have been done a long time ago. They could have done this scheduling and been very easy, but this is what the NFL is going to do. They've got the plan. I know it's blueprinted down somewhere. They're going to go 18 games. They're going to take it to that Sunday. The Super Bowl is going to be played right before President's Day, and everybody's going to be off on Monday. And they're going to extend the NFL from September to the end of February, maybe like earlier, like what that President's Day is. So we may finally, at least with 18 games, and as diluted as sometimes the NFL gets, like on Thursday nights in London games, we may have Super Bowls where we don't have to call in sick that Monday. So
I doubt that.
That is why I'm rooting for 18 games.
The NFL gives us a holiday.
Give us a holiday, NFL. Do it on President's Day.
NFL Monday.
Yeah, good. Have the Super Bowl. I plead. I implore you. I am tired of calling in every year. Hey, have the Super Bowl before President's Day.
I agree.
And with that,
AFC North.
Yeah, I'm going to Baltimore.
Yeah, you got Baltimore because of your guy,
Lamar Jackson.
I love him. Best player in the NFL.
Not the highest paid player in the NFL.
No, but he's great. He's the best. The talk was going to be their wide receivers, right? I mean, we knew that was where their talk was going to be. Like, Zay Flowers is good. We finally saw Rashad Bateman sighting this year. but they need another weapon, and
they got him.
Yeah, they got him. I don't know if it moves the needle much for me. I don't know if D-Hop moves the needle much for me. Like, do I believe DeAndre Hopkins one day will be in the Hall of Fame? I do. But what he did, look, there were times in Kansas City where he did good stuff.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know if this moves the needle for me.
So he's lost a step.
Yeah.
It showed big time.
Yeah.
But he still has the catch radius.
Yeah.
You saw some of the catches. He reminds me of a later, not so talented Larry Fitzgerald. Because Larry Fitzgerald lost a lot of speed, but he still had his catch radius. That the year before he retired, though, the dude was showing out.
His prime years were in Houston.
Yeah,
his prime. He went to Arizona. He didn't really do much there.
Way past his prime.
Last year with the Kansas City Chiefs, he was just a playmaker, and they put him in when they wanted to. He wasn't. I don't really even think he was a 3.
No, so let's not kid ourselves here.
Yeah,
it goes Flowers, it goes Rashard Bateman, and then it goes D-Hop. This is not something that's going to be. He's going to be the number one guy.
Bateman does like he did last year. He's going to have some great upside.
That's not only that. I mean, you got Mark Andrews, you got Isaiah Likely.
And Likely is
how many weapons can one team have? Jeez.
With that average quarterback.
Oh, my God. He makes them.
Derrick Henry? Come on, man.
Yeah. But there's other questions that you saw Baltimore do what they want to do, right? Like Ronnie Stanley, my boy Lamar ain't got to worry about nothing. His blind side's protected. They resigned him. Thank you for probably one of the, if not the best left tackle in the game, one of them now. I know San Francisco and all them get that, but Ronnie Stanley is just a beast.
Great sign.
They took care of how they want to run the ball. They signed Patrick Ricard. Hey, they said, you know what, our fullback, this is what we're going to do again.
Yep.
Hey,
a lot of teams don't even have a fullback on their roster.
Not anymore. Hey, Baltimore, they had it. They do it. They do it.
That's because they run the ball.
And he catches the ball.
And so he's quite on 3, third down and 2, third down and 1. You got an option. You got, look, those short yardage options they got is insane. Like, how they should be getting, if it's 3rd and 2 or shorter, look how many options you got. Likely, and you got Andrews, and you got Lamar that can run it, and then you got Ricard who can come out on a little dive or something. It's amazing. And then of course you can just give the ball to King Henry.
How'd you like to be Ricard and be trying to create a hole for Derrick Henry, and then a Volkswagen just runs up your back?
Oh God,
that's got to be painful, man. That's worth $2 million.
Yeah, and you know something else I really like low key. Like, they saw something in they re-signed Tylan Wallace, and they saw something. I saw something. That Cincinnati game, they were losing, and that kid ran an 80-something yard touchdown in that game. He saved them he saved them that game. And they saw something in him. They re-signed him, and that's kind of low key. He's not going to be he's not the 3. He might be a 4 or a 5, but that big playability, and he's young, and if they can get that, if they can coach him up and do that, he may turn into something special.
He's in the right place for it.
Yeah, you know what I like about, they've been looking for an answer, right? They had Deontay they let Hardy go, right? And they let Deontay Johnson go. They've been looking for something. That's why they went and got D-Hop. They need another weapon. They went and got it, but they don't make huge moves.
They really shouldn't, though. The positions
they're right there at the cusp.
Is there a better drafting team than the Baltimore Ravens? There is not a better drafting NFL team. They always win the draft. They always draft so good. That's why they don't get free agents. The glaring need they have, if you ask me, Roquan Smith is getting up there in age. Okay. They let go of Marcus Williams. I don't know what happened with that, because Marcus Williams was absolute stud when he was in the Saints. They gave him a huge deal. And his first couple of years in Baltimore, he was a standout safety. And this year it fell apart. And so they went and got some safety help, but they need to go get some linebacker help. I know Patrick Queen came on and all that, and then he went to Steelers. And they signed this Jake Hummel, but he's a special teams guy. Let's not get crazy. You got Roquan Smith. You have to shore up this linebacker room. And think in the draft.
Yeah, no teams are really talking about linebackers, and there's 4 great ones coming out.
Well, you look at the kid out of Alabama. Like, look, Ravens, you got a glaring need there. He's going to be right there at that value pick where you need him. You're going to have, if he's there, you got to get him.
Right,
You're going to have to go get a linebacker. Yeah. And I think that's going to be the weak. Right now, that's the glaring weakness with this Ravens team. I mean, they draft so good. They're going to have to, this is the year, because they ain't made a lot of moves. They made one big splash move. Their offense is going to be fine. Well, defensively, they've got to get some linebacker help.
Agreed.
And I think
maybe a kicker.
Yeah, I don't think the offense is the
they
issue.
need a kicker.
Yeah. He might not be playing.
Justin Tucker maybe.
I think he's done.
Oh my God, Justin Tucker.
The offense isn't the issue anymore. I mean, if you can't make it on what you got, the Baltimore Ravens have, you never going to.
Isn't that weird? Baltimore Ravens were known for their defense.
Yeah.
Now they're known for their offense. And their offense is stout.
Well, when you have the best quarterback in the league, that's what's going to happen.
Here we go.
And I just want to say, like, Marcus Williams, I watched this dude ball out in New Orleans, and we couldn't afford him. And the Ravens paid for him at one time, like $20 million, something. Like, at one time, he was making like a year or something. Oh, so it was going to be, and they cut him. And he just fell apart this year. And he was such a good safety. Like, he was a ball hawk. A lot of people remember him from Stephon Diggs and missing the tackle with Stephon Diggs. I don't know why you got a safety. Just covered Stephon Diggs, and that's the only line of defense. Way to go, Dennis Allen. Thanks for costing us that game with a rookie, and he was a rookie. Thanks, Dennis Allen. Thanks, D.A. Denise the Peace. God, I hate you. So I apologize. But I'm willing. I want to see Marcus Williams' career.
I think maybe it was a locker room issue, though, with him. Because they don't put up with that stuff in Baltimore.
No, and they say, go sit down.
Yeah.
Hey, go sit down. And their defense got better as soon as it sat down.
That's it.
Yeah. So, hey, who do you got?
I got a team with a better quarterback, Joe Burrow. But Cincinnati Bengals, man, they've done a lot for their team that's going into this year with free agency. They picked up Sammy P. Ryan again. Right? They shipped him off, brought him back. I mean, he's really just going to be the backup for Chase Brown. They signed him to a 2-year deal worth $3.8 million. He's that
solid
relief. Yeah,
he's solid.
He's that relief they need. Honestly, I didn't know why they let him go before that because he was doing really good behind Joe Mixon.
Guess they figured they had something in Zach Moss that they didn't.
But they didn't. So it didn't
I thought
work.
they did.
We all did. But they sure as heck made sure that T. Higgins stayed.
Boy, if they let him go,
they
might have had a riot in Cincinnati.
There was people losing their minds over this one. He got a non-exclusive franchise tag for the second straight year, which is to pay him $26.2 million for the season of 2025.
Yeah, you got to give that dude his contract.
Yeah.
They're looking to work with him on a 6-year pro towards a long-term deal in the offseason. The one I didn't see coming was the Mike Gesicki.
3 years as old as he is, man.
Yeah.
It's kind of that to me is a 1-year prove-it deal.
He had a lot of mistakes last year in clutch times that he needed.
He's the fourth weapon, and they're paying him $25 million.
Yep. 3-year deal for $25.5 million, $12 million in 1 year. This was one of the positions in the offense I was thinking they would replace. Especially when we saw free agency come up, Mike Gesicki was there. I was like, man, they're going to get rid of him and try to get themselves a brand new tight end, which they really kind of do need. But I don't know what that decision was for, but I understand he was a big part of the offense last year, but it's just not that much.
I guess they're seeing something that we're not seeing. He is only 29 years old, believe it or not.
Yeah, but I mean, he's got a lot of wear and tear.
Yeah, he does. I wouldn't have spent that much money on him.
But they re-signed Tanner Hudson, which is just kind of a fill-in behind Gesicki. They gave Cody Ford a re-sign for 2 years. Old Cody Ford.
Pineville High School.
Right down the road.
Yep.
So, but they did a lot on their defense, which they needed. They got some linemen, offensive linemen. They got an edge. But their defense is where they need to start focusing. I mean, they got a 2-year deal with Oren Burks, agreed to a 2-year, $5 million contract. I think this is some small moves. I'm hoping they do a lot better in the draft for their defense.
Yeah, just a lot of these moves on defense don't move the needle at all.
No, not to me.
Osai maybe? OCA?
Yeah, they re-signed, B.J. Hill to a $3 million contract, which I don't think that was worth it. T.J. Slayton, 2 years for 15.
Man, they're paying these dudes, man.
They're paying them. And the thing is this was their biggest issue last year. I mean, Burrow would run the field, take the team all the way down and score.
Yeah.
The big game against Baltimore, right? I mean, it was a back and forth, and the defenses didn't stop nobody. Neither one. It just happened to be that, the Baltimore Ravens got that last in-the-moment touchdown.
Right.
And that was a high-scoring game. That was, a little over 80 points total? I mean, it was crazy. If their defense last year would have stopped several teams, they would have ended up in the playoffs.
Yes.
And they didn't do it.
They couldn't stop nothing.
I think Chase Brown comes into his own this year. I think he becomes a bigger, vital part of the team.
Top 10?
Top 10. Oh, really close.
Okay.
Close between 12 and 10, I think.
PPR, definitely.
Oh, PPR, yeah, it's different.
Mm-hmm. He's great. I mean, I think this is where he lands, settles in. Got 3 or 4 more years as a running back here. But I mean, defense wins ball games for this team.
Right.
Because their offense does already. Their defense has to be the one.
And it hasn't been for a long time.
It's not there.
And, Cincinnati's well known for not spending money. And they just spent that kind of money on those defensive players? I don't get it.
Well, B.J. Hill's definitely worth it. Trey Hendrickson's on the trading block. I think they're going to trade him because they're not going to pay him. I mean,
he wants to be there.
I know, but Cincinnati don't want to pay him that much. Look, he's making enough money to be the highest paid defensive end. Right. I mean, that's how good he is. I like the Gesicki move because they had the rookie tight end that came in. And he was scoring a lot of touchdowns, but he got hurt. And when he did, Gesicki came on. And if you looked at that tight end market, I mean, we're talking about the Pharaoh Browns getting signed and the Stone Stoser or whatever his name is, like people we don't know, and they're getting like 1 year, $2 million. Like, you got a proven commodity in a very weak tight end market. Mm-hmm. You got a couple tight ends coming out, but you got the kid from Miami. You got what's his name from Pitt, Tyler Warren. But except for that, like it was a very weak market. And if you got someone who's proven, Joe Burrow obviously trusts him, then I think that's why it makes sense to make that move. He's got to be a good walker.
He made a lot of mistakes last year. He only got 2 touchdowns throughout the whole year.
Yeah.
665 yards, but they gave him the ball constantly. Mm-hmm. I mean,
the Bengals are making a bad mistake here. I hope they don't do it again next year. They should have signed Hendrickson last year. Yep. It wouldn't have cost them near as much money, and they could have had him. They're gonna mess around with T. Higgins' career. They should give that guy his money and then move forward. You don't need any negativity in that locker room, especially when the only thing you got going on is your offense.
The offense is all they got.
You don't need anything negative. T. Higgins is a outstanding football player.
Yeah,
why would you not pay him his money? I don't understand it.
Because Cincinnati is very, very cheap. I mean, they wouldn't. Look, was it 10 years ago or something like that? They were still practicing in the snow outside, like they're so. Browns are cheap. I mean, that's a family who owns them. Like, they're just.
Why can't you draft a defensive lineman? Okay? Put that $33 million towards T. Higgins.
Check it out. They gave T. Higgins 26.2, but they gave Mike Gesicki 25.5.
Yeah, it doesn't make no sense at all. No sense at all.
They're not the same caliber of person on that team.
I get it. B.J. Hill's good. T.J. Slayton's good.
You take T. Higgins off the field and you run Mike Gesicki with Jamar Chase, you get a lot less touchdowns, a lot less positive yardage. You flip-flop it, take Gesicki off the field, you put T. Higgins in, you're winning all day.
Just think if T. Higgins gets hurt this year. They have ruined his possibilities for a payday. It depends on what kind of injury, of course.
I mean, they did this years ago. I mean, they underdeveloped A.J. Green when they had the opportunity, and they let him ride through his prime and didn't do no with him.
With the red rocket throwing the ball to him.
Yeah, that's true.
Man, it's terrible. Yeah, I can't. The sheep, they should re-sign him. It only helps him out later on. I don't understand it. That's Cincinnati's sheep. That's all I can say. You cannot say, no matter what you do, though, like, there's nothing wrong with their offense.
No,
There's not one single
like,
thing.
no.
Well, the offensive line helped maybe. It was bad 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It got a little bit better last year. It's still not great.
No.
Defense needs to be the focus. Like I said earlier, they got to have some positive results and stopping other teams so that that when they're running down the field and scoring 6 touchdowns a game, it isn't null and void by a loss.
Yeah.
CJ went to the wrong team. He should have went there. Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns. Can I be the Cleveland Browns general manager for just a second?
Oh, yeah. Why not?
Okay.
Somebody can do a better job.
Kenny Pickett comes. Of course, they didn't say how much he got paid, but why not just keep Jameis in the building? The players love him. The town loves him.
Everybody loves him.
Everybody. I love him.
I love him.
Draft a quarterback to offset your horrible contract with Deshaun Watson. You're paying a rookie for 5 years if you pick him in the first round. You'll be done with your Deshaun Watson contract by then. Okay? Myles Garrett, I get it. He's great. He's the best.
It ain't worth all that money.
It's not worth it. Trey Hendrickson could come there easily. Do almost as good. I know you don't agree, Chad.
I don't know what they're doing over there.
It's a lot of money for one guy.
I agree.
He's not even the quarterback.
I know it.
Where that team is losing, they didn't put no money. They're putting all their money into the system they've already been winning.
Is their general manager worse than ours with the Saints? Is he worse than Mickey Loomis?
You got to be close.
Are they brothers?
I don't know if does Stefanski have a say in this? Is what I want to know.
He can't. Stefanski is way too good a coach.
He's way too good of a
coach.
Does he have no say in this and in any of their decisions? That's what I want to know.
Do you think Stefanski said, "Oh yeah, Kenny Pickett, yeah, bring him,
yeah,
bring him"?
And they let Russell Wilson walk out today without a contract. He
could have been a 1 year stopgap for next year's quarterback class, or maybe this year. What's his name? Tyler Show from Arizona State. This dude is making every throw, man.
I don't. What if they? I'm going to say, like, what if they do get? This is a hypothetical because I don't know what the guy's doing. He don't know what he's doing. But what if they do get Aaron Rodgers?
1 year.
1 year. Prove it.
Prove it.
Stopgap.
Aaron Rodgers is not the same. His last year, man, that dude's not going to be. He's not worth that much money.
But 2 years ago, this is what I'm saying. 2 years ago, they won 10 games and went to the wild card with Joe Flacco. Mm-hmm. And Aaron Rodgers is better than Joe Flacco.
Right.
At this point in his career.
So if you're the Browns and you draft a quarterback, okay, to offset your horrible Deshaun Watson, do you have faith in Kenny Pickett to run them first 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games, or do you have faith in Jameis Winston to at least win you 4 out of 8 games?
I don't. Either one of them's not a great option.
I mean, it's not.
Look, I'm partial and I'm biased because I love Jameis and Winston.
I do too. Does it make me not like him because he'll throw 40 touchdowns and 40 interceptions? No.
It makes me like him more.
He just shakes it off like it ain't nothing. He's like, that's like a fly or something. He's like, oh, okay, pick 6.
Makes me like him more, actually. It's terrible. Oh my God.
They did get rid of Dorian Thompson-Robinson, and that they needed to get rid of him.
They needed to get rid of him.
That dude's an XFL player.
So all they did was assume the contract from the Steelers. They $3.5 million per year, $14 million over till 2026 total. So that's all they did.
How'd you like to be Joe Tyron Soinka? The guy on the other side is getting paid $123 million, and you're getting paid 4.7.
Yeah,
and they're both good. Like one of them is the best player in the NFL, but Joe Tyron's pretty good.
Did you say the best player in the NFL?
Well, it's the best defensive player in the NFL. Best defensive player in the NFL.
Don't take it back.
I was going to say, I thought Lamar was the best player.
Don't take him back.
He's the best defensive player in the NFL.
Okay.
Taking it back.
I mean,
Devin Bush doesn't move the needle. A 1 year deal, $3.25 million. The Browns may have a worse cap issue than the Saints. I mean, I don't know. It's pretty close.
Because of Deshaun Watson.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, with that $123 million extension on Myles Garrett, if they don't have it now, they will soon.
And I do not like Derek Carr at all as a quarterback.
Me neither.
But when you look at Cleveland's situation, you're like, maybe Derek Carr's not so bad.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, we'll roll with. We just better have seven wide receivers because they're all going to be going through the blue tent like crazy.
It's the old Mississippi-Louisiana rule.
Yeah.
The only reason Louisiana is not the worst state in the United States because of Mississippi.
Yep.
You got to think they still got to go get another quarterback. That's the big question.
They got to.
They still got a good quarterback because, look, Deshaun Watson, we know he's not going to play for 6 games next year. Probably, maybe not even a game next season.
Won't play at all.
He probably won't play at all. You got you get Kenny Pickett's in there. Kenny Pickett's young. What you could say was that he came from Philly.
He's 6'3".
He maybe learned something. He picked something up.
Well, he kneeled the ball a couple of times.
That's good. Well, if they run the ball enough, he might get to kneel it a couple of times. They might win 3 or 4 games.
So why not just bring Joe Flacco into the room?
Look, I've asked the same question.
He already won there.
You already won with him.
I mean,
I don't know. These are some insane questions I have.
And he's going to be cheap.
Look,
you don't have no money.
Look, I'm asking some ridiculous questions because I don't know what this quarterback market. It's like, okay, you got 10, and then you got 11 through 15, right? You got the Derek Carrs, and you got the. You could say the Geno Smiths, right? Mm-hmm. And then after 15, you might as well just pay whoever you can $3.5 million because you're going to get. That's what you're going to get. You're going to get your Mason Rudolph. Look, Daniel Jones could have went here and had a chance to start, and he went to Indianapolis and he's going to fight for a roster fight against Richardson.
He's not. He's going to win that.
You think he is?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
He had better options, and I gotta beat my next team coming up. I'm asking some of the questions like, what are they doing? Because with the quarterback, it seems like after that 11 through 15 market, you might as well go get a Jimmy Garoppolo. You might as well go get a Joe Flacco. You might as well go get it. Look, Aaron Rodgers is an 11 to 15 guy, right?
Yep.
And if after that, I wouldn't pay another quarterback $20 million.
No,
I would not pay. I'd pay him $3.5 million. Look,
you saw how quick the Rams were to sign Garoppolo.
Yeah,
they were like, everybody's going to come for this dude.
We
need a good backup.
Yep.
Yeah, and look, we're going to talk about this. Like I know why he went to the Raiders. I know why Geno Smith went to the Raiders. Like Pete Carroll loves him. Pete Carroll coached him. Seattle goes and signs Darnold, and I think Clint Kubiak liked Darnold. I think he loved Darnold. He saw something. He's like, hey, this is going to work in my system.
Right.
Hey, I think they're the same quarterback.
Whatever they paid Kenny Pickett, whatever they're paying Jameis, they could have brought Gardner Minshew into the building, and he would have been the best quarterback on that roster.
I brought that up. He failed his physical.
Did he really?
Yeah, that's why he got a job. He failed his physical with the Raiders. So I thought, hey, you want a capable backup who may be able to start a couple of games for you? Like you want to bring up Jameson? Minshew's proven it. He failed his physical.
Yeah, that's crazy.
This is things I'm just this quarterback market is just I'm some of these decisions like I'm kind of just dumbfounded by, and I'm really wondering what Minnesota is going to do because you're going to run it back with that rookie. I think when it's all said and done, you're going to have Aaron Rodgers go to Minnesota.
I believe it.
Or he's going to go here. He's going to go somewhere where he can win.
He's going to Minnesota.
He's just going to be a bridge quarterback.
Right now, he's on a beach somewhere. Doesn't want to have to make a decision. He doesn't want to be in the building.
I don't see Minnesota going in with J.D. McCarthy after he was hurt that rookie year. No. And this market right here, you only got one healthy quarterback on your roster if you're the Browns. And look, your defensive player went from wanting to get traded to getting that rich of a contract. Like, at least you're investing in good players.
Well, their old mentality is probably, well, we got that right, so let's not
mess that up.
You got to look at guys who are trying to rebuild themselves. Zach Wilson's, Mac Jones.
Mac Jones,
The untalked about guy.
he fell in a really good situation. You know, he could have been drafted there, and now he's going to back up. Like, he's going to get rebuilt, I think.
Yeah. I think in the next 2 years he'll be somewhere.
Me too.
Next team.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay. Mike Tomlin.
Oh man, I love him.
I love you, Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin. Do you know who your wide receivers are now? DK Metcalf and George Pickens. I know you've been through the Antonio Browns and the Deontay Johnsons, but you realize you may have a brawl every weekend.
He's got
now.
a big problem.
The Pittsburgh Steelers may brawl every weekend. They may.
You got two prima donnas in the same building.
Yeah.
Not just that, huge people who will fight.
Yep.
And they will block. The Steelers, I have been kind of worried about. I have been worried about the moves they have been making.
The reason I'm not worried is because of one name.
Mike Tomlin?
Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
He's not the player-friendly guy. He's the general.
Yeah, he is
The players respect him because of who he is.
If I owned a business, I would want my CFO to be Mike Tomlin.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I would.
So I think they'll be fine.
But you brought Mason Rudolph back. And he did some good things. He did some good things for you. And I mean, he did Titans for what they did in the offensive line. He had to come in because Will Levis ain't the answer.
Yep.
And he did some good things. I don't mind you bringing him back. I like it because I may get to see that clip more where he's getting his helmet bashed on his head. I love that. I laugh at that every time. You brought in Ben Skowronski, you got wide receiver. Obviously, you brought DK Metcalf in there.
Kenneth Gainwell.
Yeah,
I
Kenneth
love
Gainwell.
it. Love it.
Darius Slay, he's old. But you let your other starting corner move. So you got Darius Slay, you got older. I don't exactly like that move. I like the Malik Harrison move at linebacker. I do like that tight end. I mean, you know what you got in tight end. I guess you brought in Farham to block.
Yeah, he doesn't do anything else.
I mean, that's all you're going to. Yeah, and you kind of you lost two offensive linemen to the Dolphins. So I think you got to go to the trenches. I mean, not a lot.
They've never really had an issue with drafting offensive linemen.
Look,
They've always been good at it. I love Kenneth Gainwell going there on a 1-year prove-it deal. For that amount of money,
Yeah, 1.7
with Najee out of the building,
with only like 620,000 guaranteed. That's low.
we're about to see what Kenneth Gainwell can do.
well, what I like is that at 4th round, 5th round fantasy draft, I am scooping up Jalen Warren immediately. Coming up.
I'll take both of them.
Yeah, I mean, why not handcuff him? But I mean, I don't know. You lost Justin Fields. You know, that's someone I think you should have held on to. You know, I don't know. Like I said, I like the Harrison signing, but some of the people you lost, man. Dan Moore's gone.
Yes.
Hey, let's go on who they lost. Fields, Dan Moore. Look, we might as well call the Los Angeles Steelers. Dante Jackson. Hey, Dante Jackson was a great corner for you at LSU. He went to the Chargers. You got Darius Slay, who was good, but he's old.
He's older.
He's old. You know?
I mean, as much as we talk about Najee, he's a 1,000-yard rusher.
Hey.
He always shows up at the end of the season.
You know what you're going to get. And you know what? I couldn't find a better team for you to go to than the Chargers because you know what? They're going to run the ball.
Run.
Harbaugh's going to run. And then you got Austin Roberts. You lost Van Jefferson. You lost your guard and your tackle to the Dolphins. And then you lost Agunjobi. He went to Buffalo on a prove-it deal. And this dude,
Say that again.
I cannot pronounce it. Agunjobi.
Yeah.
Agunjobi.
Well, they needed it. What Buffalo Bills?
Yeah, I mean, look.
Yeah, man, they were struggling.
Yeah, on a prove-it deal, and he's going to be great.
They just got that much better.
But do you hear, they signed DK Metcalf. All right. They got rid of Najee. Dante Jackson, they got older at that position. They lost their tackle. They lost a great swing guard who could have started for him if he would have stayed healthy. And here's
the question: who's throwing the ball?
That is a great question.
You know, That's the problem. Who's throwing
That's
the
a great question. It ain't Russell. Russell's out
Russell's
there
out the door.
trying to find somebody, and Fields is already with the Jets. So who is
Tomlin's
Mason
not
Rudolph.
that. Tomlin's not the guy to go put all eggs in on a rookie quarterback either.
No, he did it one time but they
Big
did
Ben,
it.
but that was a hit.
That
Big
was
Ben.
Coward. Yeah, that was Coward. They did Big Ben. He tried it with Pickett. That was, oh God.
Yeah, that didn't work.
The Steelers want to play physical football. They got the right wide receivers for it. I like the potential in Jalen Warren. You've got to shore up. You lost your starting tackle. You lost a great swing guard who could have started for anybody. He's just healthy. You got to shore off that offensive line if you're Steelers because they want to run the ball. The Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens play football like I want to watch football. Like I want to dominate you in every facet of the game, and I love it. And they play in the same conference, which is why when they play together, it's always one of the funnest games to watch.
One team's just way better.
And they hate each other, but they hate each other. And the Steelers have got to start shoring up that offensive line now because they lost a lot of pieces and they got older at corner.
Well,
I mean, that's
how many wins?
how many wins?
4.
It's Tomlin.
I don't even care who the quarterback's going to be.
It's Tomlin. It's 10.
I say 4 to 6.
I just find somebody to throw the ball.
There's nobody there. Kenny Pickett. I mean, who we got? Rudolph.
Yeah, Mason Rudolph went over there.
Rudolph, there's no way.
I mean, he did good things at Titans last year, but he's not a starter.
If they were going to bring Rudolph, they should have brought Westbrook Ekine because he's the one that was throwing the ball to him. So, anyway.
I love their look. I like Van Jefferson. I think kind of was a mistake because you need they got Calvin Austin. Like I like their receiving core. Calvin Austin, like DK Metcalf, like George Pickens. Hey, throw the ball up. Whoever put me back there, I'll just throw it straight up in the air. Like you know what I'm saying?
Maybe that's the plan.
Maybe that's the plan.
Maybe they brought DK in the room because Pickett was becoming such a problem, personality wise.
They're gonna fight each other.
Yeah, they're going to have to. I don't want to fight DK.
I don't want to fight Pickens. I want to fight. They're both massive.
You think you're going to be the center of attention? Let's show you. Come here, dude.
Yeah.
Now, see who wins this battle.
DK wins that battle.
My God, they're both animals, man. They're both just huge and fast and
That'll be fun to watch.
and angry. I love
I'm out of the
them.
locker room with bruises on.
I can't even imagine who the quarterback's going to be. I have no idea.
He's walking into a good situation if they shore up that offensive line. I mean, because Gainwell can get the ball out of the backfield. Look, you got Jalen. We've been waiting for Jalen Warren to get a chance for it seems like 3-4 years. Like
Winner, chicken.
yeah, he just seems like he's been so much more. You can't say anything bad about Najee because he gets 1,000 yards every year.
He does.
But it seems like Warren has always seemed to be faster, quicker, and he's been more fun to watch. So
Okay.
All right. Well, that concludes our AFC North.
AFC North.
Next time, I'm Nick Tate.
Joe called it.
I'm Mitch Cadillac.
We're out.
SmashMouth Footballers.
This ain't no regular thing. Came from
Artlist
the know what I
IO.
mean? I shoot my shot and it's clean. This from my city, yeah, this from my